Hello and welcome to this special edition of Insurance Mantra Insurance Outlook 2026. This year, 2025 has been a defining year for India's insurance sector from major policy moves like GST rationalization on insurance premium, insurance laws amendment bill. The insurance industry has gone through a phase of reset, reform and recalibration. Life insurers adjusted to new surrender value norms, health insurance grappled with rising premium, and hospital insurer fiction. With digital initiatives like National Health Claim Exchange and artificial intelligence led claims gained momentum in year 2025. At the same time, government pushed hard on the larger vision of insurance for all, signaling that insurance is no longer just a financial product but a critical pillar of social security. As we step into year 2026, the big question is, will these insurance reform finally translate into a higher penetration, better affordability and stronger trust for policyholder? Or does the industry still have tough structural challenge to overcome? To discuss what 2025 has set in motion and what insurance outlook 2026 really looks like, we are joined by a distinguished panel of industry leaders. Joining us today is Pallavi Malani, Managing Director at Boston Consultancy Group, who has closely tracked structural reforms and long-term trend shaping insurance industry. We also have with us Sheila Anand from Narayana Health, bringing a critical perspective from healthcare and health insurance on affordability and delivery changes, and Pankaj Gupta from Pramerica Life Insurance, who will help us understand how life insurers are navigating regulatory changes, product shift, and customer expectation going into 2026. So let's deep dive into the reforms of 2025, the realities of today, and opportunities that lie ahead in 2026. So thank you to all three guests. Sheila Anand, Whole-Time Director and CEO, Narayana Health; Pankaj Gupta, MD and CEO of Pramerica Life Insurance; and Pallavi Malani, Managing Director and Partner, India Leader, Insurance Practice, BCG. So Pallavi, I'll start with you only. What is your takeaway of year 2025 and what lies ahead in year 2026?
Thank you, Anurag, for having me over. The year 2025 has really been a reset year for insurance in India because of the kind of structural reforms that we have seen over the last many months, and a clear message from the government that this is, as you rightly said, not a it's no longer just a good thing to have. It is a necessity. So to that extent, it's been great because this will really benefit us in the long run. If I also look at some of the market cap data for the life insurance and the general insurance industries, the life insurers have given a market cap return from April to December of 14% and general insurers from April to December of 15%. Both have beaten the Sensex as well as the Bank Nifty. And that's a great sign because in the previous months, it was lagging the Nifty and the banking index. So, this is really signaling the importance and the demand for insurance in India. Having said that, there are of course a few misses that we've had through the year. The profitability continues to be a challenge for most insurers. Consumer awareness has gone up, but the intent to purchase continues to remain lower. And hence, those are the things that will still further need to be strengthened as we go forward into 2026. But I'm very excited about what lies ahead. And as with every year in insurance, I think it's always exciting and we are always on our toes. That's how the year has been.
Okay, so 2026 is going to be exciting as per Pallavi. Pankaj Gupta, we have seen that life insurance industry was grappling with a surrender value issue in year 2025. So I hope now everything is settled and you are entering to year 2026 with a complete high note.
Parag, first of all, thanks for having me as a part of the panel. I take surrender value guideline changes as a part of a series of steps that our government and the regulator have been taking towards a holistic objective of ensuring the long-term growth of the life insurance industry, ensuring that there is more regulatory certainty, ensuring that there is ease of doing business for the industry, as well as protecting the policyholders. When we combine all of these four steps, they lay a very strong foundation for the long-term growth of the entire sector. Coming back to the point about surrender value guidelines, I would say that these guidelines create a greater degree of transparency for the customer that enhances customer trust in the product for the long run. This does necessitate certain changes in the business model of the insurers. For example, the quality of sale becomes more important, aligning the interest of the customer, the distributor, and the life insurance company in a very measured, calibrated manner also becomes more important. And finally, leveraging the awareness for the need for insurance, the ability to nudge the customers to continue to hold the product for the long term gets further encouraged. So I take all of this in the right spirit as a part of a series of steps that will ultimately lead to strong foundation for the long-term growth of this industry.
Okay, long-term growth of the industry, these steps were required. Sheila ma'am, what is your take on year 2025? Because for health insurers, we have seen a couple of changes. There was a friction between health insurance companies and hospitals, then pilot start of National Health Claim Exchange. So how will you describe year 2025 for health insurance companies?
I would say that 2025 has been a good year and a challenging year as well. But the good thing about the entire year was that there were a lot of reforms that were brought in. IRD has made filing a product very easier for the health insurance companies, and this gives us a lot of leverage. 2024 and 25, we got two licenses. Sahi companies got two licenses. We were one of the beneficiaries. And of course, NHCX and a lot of digital things have happened, and the insurers have adapted to the digital, claim processing and fraud mitigation and all those things in digital form. That reduces the cost. But as Pallavi said, profitability always remains a concern. We are always running a minus, and that will remain a concern. But I think 2025, with a lot of reforms and everything, brought in a lot of changes. And I'm hoping that the 2026 will also see a lot of, changes and new things coming up.
Okay, so ma'am, what are your expectations in year 2026, Sheila ma'am?
So in 2026, personally, I would want to look at first-time buyers. Like I was mentioning that we did a pilot when we launched our insurance companies. People kept asking us, but we stayed focused on Mysore, Bangalore, Dharwad, and these areas. We went pin code wise, looking for first-time buyers. We developed a product, especially which is like for gig workers and people who are like servant maids and cooks, so which can make it more affordable. It was under Dr. Devi Shetty's vision. But having said that, I think in 2026, a lot of people are going to come up with new products, and the FDI, if it comes through, will also make new investors come into India, and that is going to accelerate the growth. So I'm very excited about 2026, the growth of the health insurance industry. You will not see any frictions because there will be a lot of collaboration with hospital, and you will see a lot of work happening with the hospitals, and we will look at saying how we are able to bring down the pricing or inflation so that it becomes a little more affordable for the hospital and as well as the consumer.
Okay, so we are hopeful that there will be no friction between hospitals and insurance companies. Positive words coming in from Sheila Anant. Pallavi, I just want to ask you, according to you, what are the key development that defined the year 2025? The three key development you will consider for the year 2025?
Anurag, the first one, of course, is the fact that the GST reform was made. That is a great development. While the numbers, the rise in the numbers still need to be seen. If I look at like the Google search volume trend, because 60% of our insurance buyers do go on Google or other platforms and search for before their purchase, even if they are purchasing through an agent. We see that the Google search volume trends, which used to remain at about 12 million per month for the overall sector, has continued to remain that much. In September, we saw a slight peak of 13 to 14 million. So while the reform has happened, it will take time for it to materialize and for the intent to the consumer, to come in to purchase this product. So I think that's been one of the milestone moments for the insurance industry on the GST. The second has been that because of the GST, there's of course been pressure on the industry to look at more innovation around how we can deliver the insurance product, the processes in a more digital AI-led way. So we've seen a lot of momentum in the industry around the adoption of digital and AI, both in the physical channels as well as bolstering the digital channels. So that has been a great positive momentum, and I think that will continue as we look into 2026. The adoption of AI on call centers, on some of the processes, etc., have actually been outstanding, and insurance has been one of the early adopters on this front. And then the third is the bill that we now know of, and the 100% FDI. That will lead to a lot of excitement again in 2026 because while the bill has to fructify, we will have to see what all will, the interest of the foreign insurers to India. And that will again, lead to M&A activities, more competition in the market, more technical depth in the market. So I think that should also be a very positive development for the industry.
So bill is up to the expectation, the Sabka Bima Sabki Raksha bill, because now we know all the components of the bill. So it's up to the expectations, or as an industry leader, you are disappointed?
Is it to me?
No, Pallavi, it's question to you only. The bill is up to the expectations, Sabka Bima Sabki Raksha, or you are expecting more from the bill? Because now we know all the details of the bill.
So so the bill has been, whatever was expected in the bill has been there. The only thing probably I was expecting that the value-add services to be done by the insurance company can be allowed. And the other thing I was actually surprised to see that I thought that the agents will have the composite license to sell different products of the other insurance companies. I'm not seeing that around anywhere. So maybe before it gets passed, it gets added or something like that. So that was the only thing that I saw it as a difference.
Pallavi, what is your take on the bill? It's on the expected lines, or are you disappointed? Okay, so I will
Anurag, is the question for me?
Yeah, Pallavi, it's question for you only.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, absolutely. The bill is on the expected lines. There are some hits and there are some misses on the bill. The hits are we have the 100% FDI. There are changes and empowerment being given to IRDAI, which should enable a lot more clearer vigilance as well as guidance and protection of the policyholders, as well as creation of some of the data layers that the industry has been talking about. So I think those are all great moves. Of course, there are a few misses as well. As Sheila said, we did expect more around value-added services because that's something that could truly unlock for the consumer a reason to buy, which is not just protection and not something I can utilize immediately, but it helps me take care of myself through my life or take care of my, my family. So we were expecting more around value-added services. We were expecting more around composite license, multi-tie, as well as some of the other structural things, but I'm sure those are in the works and, they will follow suit. These will be a series of changes in a longer term frame to set the structural foundation for India's insurance industry well. So to that extent, it's in the right direction and it will create momentum in the industry.
Okay, it will create momentum in the industry. Mr. Pankaj Gupta, what is your take on the bill Sabka Bima Sabki Raksha?
I believe the bill is in the right direction and largely on expected lines. My sense is that the government has tried to balance the objective of growth with stability. Now, some of the changes, I think, as Pallavi ji and Sheila ji spoke about, there are two other broad objectives that the government and the regulator have also been working on, and that is around policyholders' protection as well as growing the rural and social obligation business. My feeling is some of these are a matter of phasing as and when there is a greater degree of confidence in the way the industry is working on some of these other matters, more and more progressive steps on the other items will also be taken. But I believe that 2026 is poised to be a very exciting year for the insurance sector because of a number of steps that have been taken in the last 12 to 15 months, including the GST reform that we spoke about and the insurance bill that has a lot in it already to make us go in the right direction with renewed momentum and vigor.
Okay. Pankaj, I just want to know your sense, what you think that we have seen in life insurance space a shift in protection and non-par and in year 2025. So do you think that this will continue and will get more momentum in year 2026 and companies are also focusing more on this front because that give more margins also?
I believe, Anurag, that insurance business, particularly the life insurance business, is that of balancing the needs of the customers as well as the financial profile of the insurers. Now, we know that different products work on different ways for the insurers based upon the capital need, the profitability profile on the one side, as well as the demand for those products. Similarly, on the customer side, there are multiple customer segments that need different types of solutions. So fundamentally, I do agree that the imperative for more term and protection products will get enhanced because in particular of the GST reforms, as well as the non-par products in an era where interest rates keep fluctuating. Many customers do look for long-term certainty in the type of cash flow that they will be having. So the fundamental rationale for both of those products you spoke about, I would say, is strengthened. But at the same time, there will be a large set of innovation that would be there on the participating products as well as ULIP products that again solve very distinct needs of the customers in a very I would say, innovative manner compared to the other solutions that are available to the customer. So it will be a year of balance, but probably more tilted towards non-participating and the term products.
Okay. Year of balance, but tilt toward non-participating and protection product. Sheila ji, second last question to you. According to you, in year 2026, how big role the artificial intelligence data, digital public infrastructure like Bima Sugam, National Health Claim Exchange will have in the operations of health insurance business and common empanelment, NHCX will bring the pricing reform also in health insurance space?
Uh, yes, for sure, because last year was a year of challenges where it was to be implemented, and I think many of us are already on this NHCX platform. So obviously there will be a lot of data exchange, and we will be on the platform. That will make a lot of changes, and of course Bima Sugam with its the platform was launched last year, but this year we are seeing a lot of innovative products that will come up on Bima Sugam, which will make it very easy for the consumer to buy, especially the younger generation whom I keep saying as first time customers. It will be easy for them to do a digital buy journey. And I think those are things that will be very staying focused. Other than that, I'm also saying that retail growth has to happen by the number of lives that keep increasing. So I think that will remain the focus, and 2026 is exciting.
Okay. Pallavi, as we enter year 2026, and according to you, the single biggest growth driver for India's insurance industry would be regulatory reforms, technology adoption, or rising customer awareness?
I think the single biggest, Anurag, if you ask me, will be rising consumer awareness, but with the twist of trust and intent to purchase. I think a lot has been said over the last few years where consumers are aware about insurance. When we do research with consumers, 80% plus consumers are aware about insurance. The reason that consumers don't buy an insurance product is because of either lack of trust or because of the complicated nature of the products and hence lack of simplicity, or because in the scheme of things, they don't feel that insurance deserves the 1,000 rupees or 2,000 rupees per month premium payment in comparison to the other spend items. So I think those are the three things which we really need to solve for. So awareness, I believe, to some extent has been created. We have to now convert that awareness to trust and intent to purchase. And I think that will be the biggest needle mover for the industry, while, of course, a lot of structural reforms and AI digital adoption is already underway.
Pallavi, what would be the challenges in year 2026 according to you? Because you are working with many insurers.
I think I've said it time and again. I think the biggest challenge for the industry is to solve for profitability, honestly. Because if the industry becomes profitable, we will get a lot of capital inflow, reinsurers, the ability for the industry to have the muscle to innovate, whether it is on product or on distribution. I mean, just look at it, just think about it. We've had the traditional distribution model in the industry for the longest time, from the time the sector was born and from the time the sector was liberalized. And it's high time that we bring in some more innovation, but that we will have the muscle to do that when we are on the path to profitability. So disciplined underwriting and a path to profitability, I think, will be the challenges for the industry overall. And I'm hoping we will all rise up to the challenge.
So I'm left with only 1 more minute. So I'll ask all three guests, starting with Sheila ma'am, what's your final insurance mantra for year 2026?
My insurance mantra for 2026 is to find the first-time buyers.
Okay, Pankaj sir, what's your insurance mantra for year 2026?
My insurance mantra for 2026 is to leverage all the enablements that our government and the regulator have done for the industry to create long-term sustainable growth for the industry.
Okay, Pallavi, what's your insurance mantra for year 2026?
My insurance mantra for the year 2026, and through this channel spread the awareness, आपने insurance लिया क्या?
Okay, so all our three guests, thank you so much for joining our show. That's a wrap on this special edition of Insurance Mantra. Many thanks to Pallavi Malani from BCG, Sheila Anand from Narayana Health, and Pankaj Gupta from Pramerica Life Insurance for sharing valuable insights and perspective. To sum up, year 2025 laid the foundation. Key reforms like GST rationalization, clarity on insurance amendment bill, the shift toward protection-led product, and rapid adoption of digital platforms like National Health Claim Exchange. 2026 will now be the year of execution of reforms, delivery of affordability, improvement in claim trust, and meaningful expansion of insurance penetration. That's all on this special edition of Insurance Mantra, Insurance Outlook 2026. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to ET Now for more insights that matters to you.